see. Start recording. I think it's about to start. I guess so. Love that, y'all. Trying to make sure it's recording so the people who are watching the replay won't miss nothing. Okay. Yep. It's recording now. Okay. So in today's webinar, like I told you guys earlier, we're going to be strictly focusing on finding your God-given purpose. And I want to start just to warm up the room. I want everybody to share what they think purpose is, kind of like the purpose that they were taught maybe growing up, or what they hear, or what they believe. So anybody can go first on what they think purpose is. Nobody want to go first?
Well, I'm gonna say that I know purpose is like your calling. Like I say, purpose is like a gift.
Mm,
Yeah, I'm gonna say
that's a
that.
good way to put it.
Yeah,
A
I'm gonna say
gift.
that. Mm-hmm.
I like that. So she said, Lavette said, I think your purpose is your call in life, the path designed for you. I agree. Anybody else want to share? You can either put in the comments or you can just come off mute, either or. You don't matter. But what do y'all think purpose is? Because honestly, growing up, like you always hear the word like passion. I never really heard purpose, but I did hear a lot about people telling me like, oh, what's your passion in life? What are y'all hear a lot about goals and what's your aspirations? But I never really heard much about your purpose, because honestly, your passion can be different from your purpose, which is crazy. And I didn't know that. I thought, oh, everything that I'm passionate about, everything that I like doing, then that must just be my purpose. But sometimes that's not just always directly the case. Someone said, I think Ambrielle, I'm not going to say somebody, I'm going to say y'all, I'm going to name y'all by y'all name. But Ambrielle said, I think purpose is a gift. Ryan said, I think it's what you're made to do. Yes. So long, my summed up vision on what purpose is it is what God created you to do on this earth while you're here. Because the thing about life is we don't know when our time is up, right? We don't know when we're going to die. And that's why it's so important, no matter how young or how old you are, to be actively working towards your God-given purpose. Because when we die, the ultimate goal is for God to tell us, well done. Like what you did on earth, that was well done. You were in purpose, and you were serving me while here on earth. And so one of the main things that I recommend for everyone to do, and what I even had to do to identify my purpose, was I first had to seek God. Like I had to ask God in prayer and be like, hey God, like what do you want me to do? Because like growing up, I've always had these aspirations. Like I wanted to be a counselor. I wanted to be a psychologist. I was even thinking about being like a teacher. And it's crazy because all of those things that I were thinking about kind of align to my purpose. And so with you guys, there may be some things that you are already kind of interested in that can be aligned to your purpose. If you have a platform, if people are always coming to you for help or for guidance, or if you just have this natural fire or this natural gift about something, that can be aligned to your purpose. And the only way to really figure out what exactly your purpose is to ask God for a vision. And in the Bible, James chapter 1, verse 5 through 6, it say, if you need what, and I'm gonna read it from my Bible over here, but it say, if you need wisdom, ask our generous God and he will give it to you. He will not rebuke you for asking, but when you ask him, be sure that your faith is in God alone. So whenever you are going to God and asking God, like, hey God, can you show me my purpose in life? You have to have faith that in God alone, and you also have to have faith that He is going to reveal to you. And it's crazy because it can come in so many different ways. And I also want to talk to you guys about how I realized what my vision was. So for one, I oh, you can go ahead. And for you had a question. Okay, you can get off mute too.
Hello. Okay.
Hey,
So did you say James chapter 1?
yep, James chapter 1, verses 5 through 6.
Okay.
Yep, James chapter 1. And I'm gonna put it in the comments too.
Okay, cool.
James chapter 1, verses 5 through 6. And this is the scripture when it talks about asking God and He will give it to you. Deborah said, asking God is important. I feel like I'm learning my purpose all over again. I thought I was going to be a school educator for the rest of my life. Now God is taking me in a direction of childbirth education through a biblical perspective and approach. Wow. I never would have thought. And see, it's crazy because a lot of times your purpose is not even what you would think it would be. And I kind of want to share my personal story on how God literally works to reveal our purpose to us. Because one thing I believe is like God is not just about to give you this whole thing when you're not ready. Like He's not about to give you a rundown of your purpose and you're not ready to, start walking into that. And so I feel like when I first started to realize my purpose was one, what people came to me for. A lot of people in my life came to me for advice, for help. Um, just like I was like always pouring into people. So I was like, okay, and it was something that came naturally to me. Naturally, I love to talk. Naturally, I love being around people. I love helping people, pouring into people, seeing people flourish. And so through those little areas of my life and through starting my first business, God allowed me to have platforms where I were, helping people, pouring into people. And it wasn't until I started getting serious about my purpose and God started to show me, like, hey, I'm showing you what I want you to do. I want you to pour into people, but in a godly way, like bring people closer to me. And your purpose in life will always be geared towards helping somebody else because God never give us life or give us things just for ourselves. He wants us to pour into other people. And I do have a list over here of things that I do want to talk to y'all about as well. And if y'all have questions, make sure y'all can get off mute. Like I want this to be more of like a conversation type of thing because this is good. And also another thing, fasting will really help you identify your purpose. I remember one of my first fasts was a 3-day fast when I was in this Purity Walk membership. And with the fast, God like literally revealed to me. Yeah, she said fasting is so good. It really is. And God revealed to me like things that He wanted me to do in my life, also helped me to kind of get closer to my purpose. So if you want to do a fast, try to do like a 3-day fast. This can be fasting from social media. Fasting don't always have to be food. I know growing up or when I hear about fasting, people always say, about not eating. But if there's something strong, a stronger hold on you other than eating, like distractions, maybe if you talk on the phone too much, maybe fasting from that for 3 days. If you always, someone's admitting to come in. So if you're always like, I don't know, on social media all the time, fast from social media. Find things to fast for 3 days. And I don't know, I kind of want to talk to y'all in the group chat too. If y'all are a part of the group chat that we have, if you want to join, just let me know. But I can hold y'all accountable. We can all do a 3-day fast together. But this will definitely help you when it comes down to getting that clarity because so many times we are drawn away by the world, like what the world want us to do. And let me know, I got a question. Have y'all seen the luxury black girl TikTok? Yeah, she said, yeah,
Every day.
every day. Who else have seen like I'm sure everybody not on TikTok. So even if like Instagram, like the reels, y'all see the lifestyle videos, y'all see people living lavish with all the things. Love it. She said, yes, I have.
I also
Yeah.
see, a lot of more people starting to be themselves, call
Mm,
what they think having your own, like they can be looked. Not many people.
right.
So
And that's the thing too, because I feel like it's so easy to get influenced by the things of the world and we lose focus of our purpose. Like instead of chasing what God told us to do, we so busy worrying about, oh, I want this type of apartment, I want this type of house, I want this type of car, I want these type of clothes, shoes, I want this lifestyle, I want to be an influencer, I want to. And I was reading um in my Bible the other day, and it was like when you chase all of those things are meaningless. Like it can't go with you when you die. When you die, the only thing that matters is did you, for one, are you in right standing with God, right? Did you accept God as your Lord and Savior? And two, did you live your life of purpose, or were you too busy chasing the things in this world where you didn't give no attention to your purpose? And it's crazy because when you're not focusing on your purpose, you can literally miss helping bring somebody else closer to God. Because you, like, even me, I was distracted for like 4 years, probably way longer than that. But anyway, I was in a long, drawn out relationship, and it was distracting me from my purpose. And I want y'all to think about like what is keeping me from my purpose when I'm doing this one thing. Is this helping me reach my purpose, or is this taking me further from God? When you are gossiping, or when you are, I don't know, spending too much time on social media or whatever it is, how do you feel after that? Because a lot of times the devil will try to come in and plant seeds of distraction just so we won't reach our purpose. And she said, Ryan said, I can't lie, that'd be me, but I'm working on it. Listen, we all working on it.
it's
Yeah.
like he distracted, like the devil distract us with time management.
Mm,
Time go like that. Like we already been 2 years after COVID. Like what is,
right.
and everybody still like honest
Exactly.
purpose.
And right, and the devil know what it's going to take to get you off course. Like he know your weaknesses, and if you're not diligent behind like, okay, I know I struggle in this area, so let me go to God for one, so God can help me, so God can, restructure me, and so God can lead me. And also like not giving the devil room. Because like for an example, time management, if you know you struggle with time management, but you still on TikTok all day or on Instagram all day or doing whatever that's wasting your time, it's like you're not being diligent when it comes down to your purpose. And crazy enough, God then gave me a vision for youthful teens, like to pour into the youth, but I was distracted. I was in a relationship. I wasn't worrying about no teens. I was quote unquote trying to be in love. Wasn't even really love, but it's like the devil knew what was gonna keep me stuck this whole time, and I was just letting the devil win.
But the thing you just never knew until you got out of
Mm,
that be the thing, because it's a cycle. Like you
right.
you like just in that cycle of that cycle. So it's like
That is so true. Because I feel like actually though, if I really, really think about it, I kind of knew, but I wasn't ready to walk in that. Like I was like, yeah, I mean, I know I'm not supposed to be in this relationship. I know I'm supposed to be doing something else, but
yeah, I get
right, I was just like, man, I kind of wanted to do my life my way. And here's the thing, because we all have a choice. So when it comes down to living a purposeful life, a God-given purposeful life, or you could just live the life that you want to live. And the crazy thing about it is you can still have money, you can still get the riches, but be far from purpose. You can still see an abundance of money, Not saying it's going to be an abundance of peace. I'm not saying it's going to be an abundance of, God-given joy, but you can have an abundance of money and be far from purpose. So that's why it's so important to go to God. And even all of y'all who are on this webinar right now, I'm not God. I can't sit here and tell you your purpose. So if you don't take anything else from this, go to God to ask him, hey God, what do I need to do? What do I need to get rid of? And the crazy thing is, the closer you get to God, the further you will get away from sin and things that are trying to rob you of your purpose. And it's crazy because, like, even the pastors I know and that I listen to, the devil literally tried to, like, make them not walk into being a preacher, like making them feel like they're less than, making them feel like, oh, I'm not qualified. If you ever have doubts of feeling unqualified, that's what the devil wants you to feel. He don't want you to feel like you can do this thing. But with God, everything is possible, literally. And another thing too that I wanted to talk to you guys about is making daily steps. So, okay, let's say you go on your fast, God revealed to you your purpose. And before we even get into that, do anybody feel like they kind of know what their purpose is?
Hmm, kind of.
Kind of.
Yeah. Like, I,
Mariah?
like I align with you, like help on to other people, everybody.
Mm-hmm. That's good. Mariah said, not yet. Okay, that was your last comment. Anybody else? Do y'all feel like kind of, but not really? Or if you're like, yeah, I think I know. Ryan said, how can I hear God's calling after asking him, if that makes sense? Oh, that's a great question, because it's like, okay, God, I'm talking to you, but like, how do I hear you? And I feel like the best way to truly like hear God is, for one, ask him, like, God, how can, like, help me hear you? Honestly, because he speaks to all of us differently. So if you want to be as specific and like be like, hey God, like, can you give it to me in a dream? Can you like give it to me in a way that I can undoubtedly like know that it's you? Like, God will get as specific as you need him to be, because when you seek after God, that's like music to his ears. He like, what? She wanna hear me? So he gonna show up. So I would say the best way to hear his calling after you ask him is to be very specific on how he shows you. Um, she said, I just want to give back to others who are really struggling, or even family, but I have to be in a good place first. So she want to give back to people who are struggling. And see, it's crazy because everybody's purpose is not even like for us. It's like everything that God wants us to do is like it's for other people. And half of the time it's probably gonna be inconvenient. Like for me on my Saturday, like right now, I probably could be doing something else. But the thing about purpose is it's less about you and more about somebody else. And kind of how Mariah said, she said she feel like she have to be in a good place first. But here's the thing, if God said this is your purpose and to just start working towards it now, then that's all you need. Because even me, I still be feeling unqualified. I'm like, hey God, but I'm struggling in this area. Are you sure you want me to come and help the youth? I barely can help myself. And he like, hey, I told you what you need to go do. And I will equip you and I will lead you in a way that you should go. Because you we will never be perfect. We will never have it all together. We're gonna die imperfect. So listen,
It's
she said, oh,
like it's kind of domino effect. Like save like all dominoes and God flick it, all helping each.
literally, he's figuring out as you go. You take one step, God take 10. Take another step, God gonna take 10. He's literally ahead of you. So also ask God for discernment when it comes to feeling like you're not in a good place. Do you feel like that, like is that like seeds that the devil trying to make you feel like, or is it truly God wanting you to hold off for a season? So that's definitely where discernment comes in at. And Rio said, what helps me is getting in his word. Literally, Lavette said, I feel my purpose is to develop my community and connect them to resources to elevate us as people. Wow. To elevate people. Crazy. And this is the correlation. And I feel like you will know its purpose when it's not about you, which
Mm.
is so crazy. She said, Deborah said, yes, to help people and pour into others. I'm the friend and family member everyone comes to. I'm an encourager, advocate, and nurturer by nature. Wow. And it was something you're naturally like you're naturally good at. People coming to you, they need help, they need encouragement, they need advice. Deborah said, I'm supposed to start a podcast on top of this new journey of business, and I've been letting the responsibilities of life keep me from putting the time into it. And I'm glad you said that, because our literally the next topic is taking those daily steps. When I tell y'all the devil is after your productivity, the devil do not want you to take daily steps towards purpose. So guess what he gonna do? Because he know all of y'all just joined this webinar. He see all of y'all trying to get into purpose. And guess what's next? Oh, something's about to come up. Or, oh, you may not feel like her, or feel inadequate, or I don't know, you might get a new responsibility or something at work. Something always comes when you're trying to reach purpose. But be aware of that and still take daily steps towards purpose. So one first step could be to, okay, I need to fast because I need clarity. Or another first step for some of us who already kind of know purpose, like Deborah mentioned, she said she's supposed to start a podcast. Maybe her first step is, hey, let me go ahead and get a podcast name. Let me go ahead and sign up for the podcast. But get you a planner, get you a notebook, get you a pen and paper, even if you go on your note section on your phone, and have daily steps towards your vision every single day. So what I do is now I have to pour into Youthful Teen every single day. Whether that's me posting on my business page. Like, had I not taken daily steps, this webinar would have not been possible. And let me be transparent, because I say, you know what, let me just pick a day, because I was going to procrastinate on doing this webinar so long. Lord knows how long it would have took. But I say, you know what, let me be diligent, and I just chose a day in my calendar, wrote it down, and I said, hey, this is going to be the day. So whether I'm ready or not, I'm doing the webinar. And it kind of takes force, because when it's in purpose, it's like you looking at all these things that you would rather be doing. Like, because y'all, if y'all don't know, I have a different, not a different, but I have another business. And it's like I would much rather want to be pouring into something like that. But it's like, no, if God gave me a vision and purpose, this is where I'm supposed to be.
That's good. That's good.
Yes. And Ryan said, I know I want to help people. I don't know for sure what my actual purpose is, though, but I do know I want to be an entrepreneur for sure. And see, and I believe that God will put those pieces together for you, because I don't think He will give you this type of a vision and leave you hanging. Like, oh, she'll figure it out. No. And you already kind of know two pieces to the puzzle. You know it's entrepreneurship, and you know that it's helping people. But it's something in the middle that I'm believing, and I'm gonna make sure that I pray too, that all of y'all get clarity in exactly what it is, so you can start acting it out. And ask God also to give you the strength and the encouragement and the discipline to carry out your purpose, because it's hard, especially when there's so many opportunities that are not purpose led. Like, and another thing, accountability. We all need a sense of accountability. And that's why I have the group chat on GroupMe. And I want to use that to hold all of us accountable to fulfilling our God given purposes. Like, I don't know I don't have all the pieces, I don't have all the answers, but all I know is that we need some sense of accountability. I don't know if I want to give you guys accountability partners that you guys can check in with and, just stay updated and, kind of share like different ideas with your purpose and things like that. I don't know yet, but I'm believing that God will put it all together and so I can deliver that out for y'all. But I want to know, like, do any of y'all have any questions when it comes to purpose? Any questions for me or for anybody else? I'm open.
Any questions?
Or even anything y'all would like to share on top of what I said, like when it comes to purpose.
Do you ever feel like God give you more to do it? Like,
Say it one more time. It went in and out.
do you ever feel like God is still going in and out?
Yeah.
Hello.
Hey, I can hear you.
All right. I said, do you ever feel like that God gives you like two things at like one time, but it's like they both seem so big, and it's
Mm.
like to juggle. Not sure, like
So do I ever feel like God give me like kind of like too much at one time?
yeah,
Yes, in a sense. Yeah, I definitely feel like this is a lot, but I'm trying to think like how do I navigate through that? I'm like, God, okay, like how you want me to structure this out? Because that's really how we talking to God. Like I'm like, God, okay, give me these ideas, but like how you want me to
yeah,
structure this out? But yes, I definitely feel like he do.
yeah. That's like he was like, I don't know, if you want me to do that, and then they both seem
Right. Oh, and another thing too, ask God when, like for timing as well, because I truly believe in seasons. Like there's a season for reaping, a season for sowing, a season for harvest. There's seasons for every single area of our life. And like the biggest thing that you don't want to do is misunderstand the season. So one vision could be for one season or it could be for both. Like one season could be for both visions that God give you or ideas, but asking to have discernment to know when is so important.
yeah. Thank you.
Because I did a lot of stuff out of timing and it led to calamity, literally, because it was more so one of my desires, like, oh, I want to, because here was my thing. I wanted to do, so I first started my first business, I was 17. And then, like, I ended up losing passion for that. And I was like, oh, but I wanted to do a clothing business. I wanted to do, um, I wanted to do cosmetics for like natural lashes and stuff like that, like a modest lash brand or whatever. And I had all these ideas, but it was just my ideas. It wasn't even from God. And I can only imagine if I would have went through on that, it probably wouldn't have went well because I was going based off of my own desires and that's where calamity starts. Even with my first business, like I never asked God for direction. And that's why I believe it didn't go well. So make sure too that y'all are asking for his direction and his timing and his discernment. Changing your focus. Oh yeah, and another thing with your focus, what are you focusing on right now in your life? Because what you're focused on the most right now is 9 times out of 10 what gets most of your attention and what could be either helping you towards purpose or keeping you further away from it. So evaluate your focuses. And it could be something as small as maybe you're focused on growing an account, or maybe you're focused on, I don't know. I don't know. It's so many things that we focus on just as humans. So what are you focusing on? All the time, girl. Ryan said, what can I do when I feel like I'm losing my passion for something? Ooh, that's big because I've been there a lot of times. Like, oh, I'm losing my passion for this. But what I did and what I still do, because I still find myself losing passion for things, is I be like, God, can you restore my passion and what you want for me, and help me to lose my desire and what you don't want for me. So anything that you don't want for me, help me lose the desire for it. If it's not sent by you, if it's not what you see for me, help me to lose the desire for it. And if this is something that I should be doing, help me build my passion and my desire for it. Because us as human, we have this human nature to desire the things that God don't want for us. And that's another dangerous spot to be in. So I would say honestly, talk to God in prayer about the passion, because man, had I stuck with that first business, I would have never like got what God had in store for me for my new business and even Youthful Teen. So every time, and that's crazy because even for my business that I have now, the consulting business, I be finding myself losing passion. I'm like, God, like, is this not what I'm supposed to be doing? And he reassured me every time. And I don't know, it might come to a season where it's like it's no longer the season for it, and I'll just have to be okay with like, okay, God, have your way. But he come through. God come through every time I ask.
I'm glad that you mentioned, because that's very important. Really apply it.
Mm,
Like,
that's good.
go with the flow.
Right. And that's another, I'm glad, go with the flow. Ooh. See, that's the thing too, because like we live in a world today, and something that I hear a lot is like, oh, I'm just gonna go with the flow. Whatever life throws my way. And that's why it's so important to have purpose, because without purpose, without vision, the people will perish. Like we will never see the fullness of God
Yep.
without stepping to our God given purpose. And it's like we want to just go through, oh, I'm gonna see where it lead me. No, you don't even got to go through that. You can avoid calamity. You can avoid going through situations that God never even wanted you to go through if you first just seek his will for your life. And I wish I would have learned that a long time ago, because I probably could have avoided a lot of detours, but it's all good. Don't go with the flow. Go with the flow of God, if anything. She said, Mariah said, I want to be on autopilot sometimes and just go, go, go. But I be taking life slow, either not taking initiative or waiting for the right time. Oh, so you want to be more, so you're saying you want to be more on autopilot, but she be going slow and not taking the initiative and feel like she waiting on timing. Mm. So kind of like procrastination in a way, kind of like, and procrastination for me, and I had to be real with myself, like, girl, you just lazy. Like I was very lazy, and I still struggle with laziness. And I be having to tell myself, like, nothing is going to fall in your lap. If God gave you the vision, God gave me a whole rundown of what I need to do for the youthful team. And I sat on that for like a whole month. So I would say work on being diligent. Let me add to the call. But I would say work on being diligent, and not saying you have to be on autopilot and go, 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 no rest, because that's also dangerous. But you want to make sure that you are taking daily steps. Because the worst thing that can happen if God take your vision and go give it to somebody else, because you won't put in the work, because you won't do nothing behind it, because you too busy waiting on perfect timing. And God already told you, God like, I'm the one who gave you the vision. I would never gave it to you if the timing wasn't right. So I would definitely think about that. And Deborah says so true. Being spirit led is so important. God is going to change some things, and we have to be okay with that. Yo, girl, yeah. I thought I had my life all figured out, and when it started to change, I had a hard time accepting it. That is so true, man. Change, like change is scary, and that's why I try not to form this love of things, this love of the businesses, this love of the platforms, this love of the audience, this love of just the things that I have in my life. Because when God say go, I want to be able to be like, all right, God, let's go. Like, I don't want to be so attached to the things that don't even matter when I die, because ultimately it's all meaningless, and change is going to happen. Imagine if things stayed the same. Like, and Lavette said, you're right. Finding your purpose is all about intention. Intention is a word that's been forcing its way into my life recently. Wow. Intentional. Being intentional. Having intention behind what it is that God wants to do. That's so good. Ryan said, but lately I've been feeling down and haven't been having the energy to do anything, and just not excited about the things I used to be excited about. But I will do what you said and ask God to restore my passion. Yes, and that's the thing. Oh my God, because it's like you could have been in one season where you're super excited about everything, like your purpose is exciting, especially at the start of something. Like, it's so exciting. Oh my God, I can't wait to do this. I can't wait to do that. And then you get into this mode where it's like, wait, I'm not even as excited. I don't even want to do this anymore. And if you stay there, the devil is pleased. He's like, I got her. But yes, definitely keep asking God. Every time it comes, be like, God, restore my passion, restore my job. And He will. Ryan said, yes, change can be scary. It's very scary. Like, even just thinking about it, it's scary, but it's necessary. And another thing that I have on the list, which is actually the last thing, is watering what waters you, and not over pouring into things that don't even matter or don't even pour into you positively. Because my life, for one, I spent years pouring into a relationship that wasn't pouring into me in the way that God needed it to. Um, Pouring into jobs that were not pouring into me, friendships. Just watch what you're watering, because everything that you're pouring into, it is doing something to you, whether it's harming you or it's bettering you. Something is having an effect. So be very, very careful what you spend your time around, who you spend your time around, what you're engaging in. Think about, really sit with how you feel. Like, do you feel uplifted and encouraged after certain things, or are you feeling what, like, I don't know, brought down, like, this don't even feel right. And that goes with just anything. So yes, you guys, this is pretty much everything that I wanted to talk about when it comes to finding your purpose. Um, the main important thing is going to God. Like, I can't do this life thing without God.
I think one thing that's important that with is like other people before you go to God.
Mm. Wait, hold on. Say that last part, because it went out after you said.
Like I said, one thing I struggle with is like going to other people first before I go to God.
Mm. That is a huge thing. Like, and it's crazy because I was literally learning about that recently, and how dangerous it is to, like, go to people first to get your confirmation before you even go to God. Or like venting. Did y'all hear something about venting? It was like venting isn't biblical. Like, when we go to people and like, oh, I just need to tell you about this, like, yo, this what you have God for. God is the only person who can release your burdens, who can give you a peace. People can't do that. And even if people do, it's like they're either egging you on to do something that God don't even want you to do. Like, people are fickle. I read that too in Ecclesiastics. People are fickle, like fickle as in always changing, mind always change. You cannot depend on people. Depend on God. Trust in God. Go to God. But that's the thing too, because I remember even too, like in replacement of spending time in God's word, I would just watch a sermon. And it's like, how crazy is that? Like, a sermon is good, but nothing beats that one-on-one time with God. Because at the end of the day, the person who's teaching on the sermon, they are human. They're not God. They make mistakes. You don't get your confirmation solely from that. I'm not saying that it can't be used as confirmation, but your main confirmation comes from God. She said, Mariah said, really appreciate uplifting us. You're welcome. Yeah, it's very uplifting. Thank you. How can I stop forcing things that are not meant to be for me at the time or the season? Um, how can you stop forcing things? I would say, mm, because that's hard, right? Especially if it's something you like, but I want it to work. Like, and I think it boils down to trusting in God. Like, do you really trust that what God has for you is good? Like, do you really trust that God say whatever God say is what he will do? Because a lot of times when we forcing things, it's because we don't really trust. So ask God to help you trust more in his plan for your life so that you won't have the urge to force stuff that's not meant for you at the time. And it could be out of fear. I don't know if it's like a fear thing where you're like, oh, but what if God's plan don't work? But asking God to help you trust in him, have faith in him so that you're not just going against his will. Because when we force stuff for ourselves, it be turning out so bad. I know this for me. It be turning out so bad for me. I'd be like, you know what? I should just let God have it. She said, but I think the problem is that I didn't ask God first. I just did all of this on my own. Yeah, that and see, it's good that you are able to recognize it. So now going forward, it's like, wait, before I take this step, let me see if this is what God want me to do. Before you say yes to this idea, before you start the business, before you get the apartment, whatever you do, before you do it, ask God first. Because if you get in it and then ask God for his blessing on it, he probably like, I don't want anything to do with that. My hands off of that.
And also, it's I forgot what verse is. It's saying like God don't recognize things that He's not in. He don't even recognize it. It's literally on your own. It's literally in the world because He's not of this world.
Mm, wow. And that's the scariest part to be like, imagine having this whole plan, this whole idea, you acting towards it, and God's like, yeah, you doing that, but my hand not on it. Like, yeah, you probably getting some money from it, or yeah, you probably getting a little fame from it, or yeah, people probably looking at you or congratulating you, but my okay is not on it. So when it comes to the point of things not working out or something like that, yeah, God gives us grace, and yeah, I'm sure he will still like, hold your hand through it or like, console you, but nothing is better than God's okay. Nothing. But yes, yeah, do anybody else have any more questions or thoughts? I have, Ryan said, I have so many setbacks when trying to start my business and I got discouraged and kind of just gave up. Yes, the setbacks, man, it really gets you down, like having you feeling like, man, forget it. But I would say when you are encountering a setback, ask God, like, hey, God, like this, and be honest with God, like, hey, God, I kind of want to give up. Like, I really want to give up right now. And He know how to pick you up in the ways that you need to be picked up at. and also kind of get specific with what your setbacks are, like with God, and ask him like, when do you want me to start the business? Like, am I trying to start the business out of season? Because that's the real thing too. Ambrielle said, how often will you have webinars like this? I'm thinking once a month, because I kind of want to have like monthly calls, but I feel like I need to do more than that. So maybe like every other week or every week. I don't know, but something I want to, and I'm still trying to get full clarity on it. But I know when I take one step, God gonna take 10. So I'm just here. But at least once a month. That's like the minimum. At least once a month. But yes, y'all. If y'all have not joined the group me, let me put the link in here so y'all can see. So y'all can join it. So because I want to pair everyone up with like accountability partners and things like that. Because accountability is necessary, especially when you're trying to do this walk with God. Um, and in this group, my bad, y'all. In this group too, we are going to be um just talking, kind of me being like a mentor to you guys, answering questions, advice, all type of stuff. But hold on, I'm trying to get the link to the group chat that everybody can join. Okay, so I just put the link to the group chat in the comments. And I just want to thank everybody for joining. I will have this as a replay. So if anybody missed it, you'll be able to rewatch the replay, which I will be posting in the group chat. So make sure y'all are in the group chat. Yeah, do y'all have any other questions about anything? You're welcome. Thank y'all so much for joining. This was really good. Thank you. You're welcome.
Yes.
I enjoyed this. Thank you. I'm gonna let y'all get the link. If you want to copy and paste it to your phone or to your notes, definitely do so. Alrighty. And y'all have a good rest of y'all day. Hey Morgan, I see you just joined in. The webinar actually just ended and it's our life. I see you kind of joined in a little late. Everybody who joined in late, there will be a replay that I will be sending to you all in a group chat. The group me group chat. So make sure y'all are a part of the group chat so y'all can be in there. So I can get the replay I meant. But thank y'all for joining. Oh, let me put it back in the comments for everybody who just joined. That's how you join the group chat, right there in the comments. And y'all have a good rest of y'all day.
I can't figure out how you leave this group.
Say it one more time.
No, I'm trying to figure out how you leave the what do you call it? This link thing Zoom.
Oh,
It's
you,
Zoom? No, it's not Zoom. It's Google Meet, no? Yeah.
yeah. Let me see. When you click on the link, what do you see?
Oh, I see it. I see the red. Yeah, I see it. All right, bye bye.
Okay, you got it. Good, good. Do you have it, Morgan? I mean, it's our life. All right, I'm about to end the call. Bye bye.